You heard them laughing, didn't you? Not nervous laughter, not confused laughter. That deep, arrogant, throat-open laugh people make when they think they've already figured you out. 10 seconds. That's all it took. 10 seconds of them pointing at you like you were some harmless little circus act, some broken stray dog barking at kings, some clown with scars and empty threats. And then the silence came. That disgusting silence. The kind that crawls into a room after people realize the monster was never performing. You watched it happen. You saw the exact second their smiles collapsed under the weight of your eyes. Because the joke stopped being funny the moment they realized you meant every single word. That's the part they never prepare for. See, people are addicted to predictability. They worship patterns because patterns make them feel safe. Good people smile, bad people snarl, saints forgive, monsters destroy, angels save, demons burn. But you confused them, and confusion is terrifying because you smiled while describing destruction. You stayed calm while promising chaos. Your voice never cracked, your pulse never moved, your face carried peace, while your words carried funerals. That contradiction shattered their brain. People can survive hatred, they can survive insults, they can survive rage, but they cannot survive uncertainty. That's why they laughed at first, because your existence offended the little cartoon logic they built their entire worldview on. They needed you to fit somewhere. Victim, hero, psycho, coward, villain, savior. But you kept shifting. 1 second you sounded like a wounded angel dragging chains through heaven. And the next second, you sounded like the devil teaching philosophy in a burning church. That's when fear entered the room. Not because you screamed, because you didn't. See? Real danger doesn't announce itself loudly anymore. Real danger speaks softly. Real danger smiles politely. Real danger watches, learns, waits. A wolf doesn't panic in front of sheep. And the moment they realized you were patient, their laughter started rotting from the inside out. You know what really terrified them? It wasn't your anger. It was your restraint. Because angry people are easy to manipulate. Emotional people are easy to expose. But somebody who can sit there calm while imagining absolute devastation, that person makes the human nervous system malfunction. That person changes atmospheres. That person becomes unforgettable. And the worst part, you became that person through pain. Not books, not quotes, not motivation videos. Pain, pure psychological warfare carved your personality into something unnatural. Every betrayal sharpened you. Every humiliation evolved you. Every fake smile they threw at your face became another layer of armor around your mind. People think suffering destroys you. No, suffering introduces you to versions of yourself. Society prayed would never wake up. There's a reason storms don't apologize for flooding cities. Nature understands something humans don't. Destruction and creation are twins. And you finally learned that. That soft version of you, dead. That version begging people to understand you, dead. That version waiting for fairness, buried. Now there's something else standing in its place. Something colder. Something harder to read. Something capable of kindness and catastrophe. That duality is what makes you dangerous. Because people still don't understand, you can love deeply and become merciless at the same time. You can protect children and ruin predators. You can speak gently and think violently. You can carry empathy in one hand and psychological annihilation in the other. Humans fear duality Because it reminds them they're lying to themselves. Everybody has darkness. Everybody. The difference is, most people spend their entire lives pretending they don't. You stopped pretending. That's why your presence feels illegal now. That's why rooms go quiet when you enter them. People sense something unstable in you. Not unstable like weakness. Unstable like a ticking bomb, smiling during the countdown. And deep down, they know they helped create it. That's the irony. The same people laughing at your transformation are the same people who built it with their cruelty. Every time they betrayed you, they fed it. Every time they underestimated you, they trained it. Every time they pushed you into isolation, they forced you to become your own god. Now look at you. You don't chase validation anymore. You study people. You notice micro-expressions, tone shifts, energy changes, fake loyalty, hidden envy, fear disguised as confidence. You became fluent in human deception because pain forced you to observe instead of speak. That's why your silence scares people now. Because silence from a fool means nothing, but silence from somebody calculating, that silence sounds like a gun being loaded in another room, and people feel it. Oh, they feel it. That's why they start acting strange around you. That's why they suddenly become careful with their words. Because somewhere deep in their nervous system, they remember that moment. Those 10 seconds. Those beautiful 10 seconds where they laughed at you before realizing they were standing too close to something real. Too close to somebody who had already crossed internal lines they were too afraid to even approach mentally. See, society trains people to fear becoming monsters. But nobody teaches them the true horror. A monster with discipline. That's what evolution through pain creates. Not chaos, precision. Anybody can explode emotionally. Anybody can scream. Anybody can threaten. But somebody who controls the darkness instead of being controlled by it. That's different. That's ancient. That's the kind of person history either worships or buries. And the terrifying part is, you no longer need revenge to destroy people. You simply understand them too well. You see the insecurity beneath the arrogance, the weakness beneath the ego, the loneliness beneath the performance. You can dismantle somebody psychologically with one sentence, because suffering turned your perception into a weapon. That's why your words hit differently now. You don't talk to ears anymore. You talk directly to hidden wounds. And people hate that, because nothing scares humans more than being seen completely. Especially by somebody they underestimated. Especially by somebody they mocked. Especially by somebody they thought was harmless. That's why the laughter died so fast. Because predators recognize predators eventually. Even in disguises, especially in disguises. And you learned how to disguise yourself beautifully. Sometimes you wear light like a saint. Sometimes you wear darkness like royalty. But underneath both masks, there's awareness. Cold awareness. The kind born from surviving nights nobody knows about. You remember those nights, don't you? Those nights where your chest felt hollow. Those nights where rage and sadness started blending together until you couldn't tell the difference anymore. Those nights where your reflection looked unfamiliar, like you were watching your old self slowly decompose behind your eyes. That's where you changed, not publicly, privately. That's where the old wiring died. And once that happens, you stop fearing things ordinary people fear. Embarrassment, gone. Rejection, gone. Loneliness, you made peace with it. Now your biggest fear is becoming average again, becoming tame again, becoming blind again. You'd rather terrify people than return to sleep, because awakening hurts, but ignorance kills. That's why your energy feels radioactive now. You've seen too much, you know too much, and worst of all, you stopped needing permission to become who you are. That's the final stage they never saw coming. The moment you stop asking the world for approval. The moment you realize morality is often just fear wearing expensive clothes. The moment you understand that society praises obedience because obedience keeps dangerous people asleep. But pain woke you up. Pain stripped the innocence out of your bloodstream and replaced it with instinct. Now you move differently. Now your intuition borders on predatory. Now your calmness feels more threatening than somebody else's rage. And that terrifies them, because deep down, they know something irreversible happened to you. The person they laughed at for 10 seconds, dead, gone. What stands before them now is somebody sharpened by betrayal, baptized in humiliation, rebuilt through psychological fire. Somebody who discovered that the line between angel and demon is thinner than human skin. Somebody who realized darkness isn't the opposite of light. It's what gives light its meaning. And now every room you walk into feels your presence before you even speak. Because broken people carry noise, but rebuilt people carry warning signs. So let them laugh first. Let them underestimate you. Let them think your silence means weakness. Your smile means softness. Your patience means surrender. Because the panic tastes sweeter when realization finally hits them. And when it does, you'll see it again. That exact moment. That beautiful, horrifying moment where their nervous system finally understands. You were never joking, and the moment they finally understand that, watch their eyes carefully. That's where the real movie starts, because there's a microscopic twitch humans do when reality punches through denial. A tiny fracture in the face, a glitch in the mask. You've seen it before. That half second where arrogance collapses into calculation. Suddenly they stop interrupting you. Suddenly their posture changes. Suddenly their laugh sounds forced. Suddenly they start studying you the same way prey studies the forest after hearing a branch snap. That's instinct. Animals recognize danger before logic catches up. And your energy stopped feeling human to them a long time ago. Not because you became evil, no. That's the childish way weak minds interpret transformation. You became aware. That's much worse. An evil person destroys randomly. An aware person chooses precisely. And precision terrifies the world. Because chaos can be escaped. Precision cannot. See, they thought your pain would make you unstable, fragile, reactive, easy to manipulate. But instead, pain made you observant. That was their first mistake. You started noticing everything. The fake concern hidden behind smiles, the jealousy hidden behind compliments, the insecurity hidden behind dominance, the fear hidden behind mockery. You realized most people aren't confident at all. They're terrified children wearing adult costumes. That's why they attack uniqueness so aggressively. Because individuality reminds insecure people of their own imprisonment. You walked into rooms carrying scars openly while they spent their entire lives hiding scratches. That alone offended them. Your honesty became violence to dishonest people. And when you finally spoke with conviction, they laughed. Of course they did. Humans laugh at things they don't emotionally understand yet. They laughed at electricity once. They laughed at madness. They laughed at prophecy. They laughed at every dangerous truth before kneeling to it later. That's the cycle. Mockery is always the first defense mechanism against fear, but then your eyes stayed steady. That's what ruined them, because bluffers break eye contact eventually. Liars crack eventually. Pretenders overact eventually. But you looked at them like somebody who had already buried worse things than their opinion. That stare changed everything. People can sense when somebody has mentally survived hell. There's a different gravity to them, different timing, different silence, different stillness. You stopped moving like a normal person after suffering rewired your nervous system. Now every word feels deliberate. Even your pauses carry pressure, especially your pauses, because silence from you doesn't feel empty anymore. It feels loaded, like there's something ancient sitting behind your ribs watching everybody carefully. And maybe there is. Maybe pain really does create another entity inside people. Not a demon, not an angel, something in between. A survivor, a creature born when innocence gets cornered too many times. That version of you doesn't cry the same way anymore, does it? No. Now your sadness became intelligence. Your heartbreak became pattern recognition. Your loneliness became self-sufficiency. That's evolution. Real evolution is horrifying. Movies lied to people. Transformation isn't beautiful. It's violent. It sounds like identity cracking apart at 3 a.m. It feels like staring at the ceiling, wondering whether your heart is becoming colder or simply clearer. It feels like mourning the version of yourself that still believed everyone had good intentions. That version had to die. And you know it. Because kindness without awareness becomes self-destruction. That's the paradox nobody wants to admit. The world worships innocent people publicly, then feeds on them privately. You learned that lesson slowly, painfully, one betrayal at a time, until eventually your soul adapted, not by losing emotion, by mastering concealment. Now people can't tell what you're thinking anymore, and that lack of access drives them insane. Because humans are addicted to predictability. They need readable people, trackable people, controllable people. But you became smoke. One moment warm, one moment terrifying, one moment compassionate, one moment emotionally untouchable. You became impossible to categorize. That's power. The strongest people in history were never fully understood. That's why society called them dangerous. Dangerous doesn't always mean violent. Sometimes dangerous simply means cannot be controlled. And you crossed into that territory quietly. That's what makes it terrifying. No announcement, no dramatic transformation montage, just gradual psychological mutation, like poison entering water, one invisible drop at a time. One day you suddenly realized you don't react the way you used to anymore. Things that once shattered you now barely move your pulse. Disrespect no longer surprises you. Loneliness no longer scares you. Conflict no longer intimidates you. You adapted. That adaptation made you colder, but also freer. Because emotional dependence is the favorite weapon of manipulative people. The second you stop needing approval, you become unpredictable. And unpredictable people rewrite entire environments. That's why your presence changes rooms now. You ever notice how people suddenly expose themselves around you? They start over-explaining, oversharing, projecting, performing. Your silence forces hidden things to surface. That's not accidental. Humans reveal themselves automatically when they feel psychologically observed. And you observe everything now. Not because you're paranoid, Because survival trained you. A person who's been betrayed enough develops emotional sonar. You hear tension inside laughter. You hear envy inside compliments. You hear hatred hiding behind politeness. Most people miss those frequencies. You don't. That's why crowds exhaust you now. Too many masks, too many fake energies colliding in one place. And the darkest part, you can tell who's secretly broken almost immediately. You recognize pain because pain recognizes itself. That's why strangers confess things to you sometimes. Your aura feels familiar to damaged people, like they're standing near somebody who understands the language of collapse. But here's the part nobody talks about. Once you become this aware, you can never fully go back. Ignorance becomes impossible. You start seeing the machinery behind human behavior. You realize most confidence is compensation. Most arrogance is insecurity. Most aggression is fear, begging not to be exposed. And suddenly the world starts feeling like a giant theater full of wounded actors pretending not to bleed. But you stopped pretending. That authenticity became terrifying, because raw authenticity carries violence inside it. Not physical violence, existential violence. The kind that forces people to confront themselves. That's why weak minds either idolize you or hate you instantly. There's rarely an in-between. Your existence triggers self-awareness in others. And self-awareness hurts, especially for people who spent their lives running from themselves. That's why they laughed at first. Your confidence offended their coping mechanisms. They mistook your calmness for delusion because they couldn't imagine somebody surviving what you survived without collapsing completely. But collapse isn't always destruction. Sometimes collapse is reconstruction. Sometimes the building burns down because the architecture was flawed from the beginning. And your fire became intelligent, not emotional. Intelligent, that's different. An emotional fire screams. An intelligent fire waits for oxygen levels to drop before spreading. That's you now. Patient devastation. That's why revenge stopped exciting you. You discovered something darker. Indifference. Nothing confuses people more than realizing they no longer control your emotions, especially the ones who built their identity around hurting you. They expect tears, begging explanations. Instead, they get silence, calmness, a strange smile. And that smile, God, that smile terrifies people because it looks peaceful and dangerous at the same time. Like somebody who finally accepted the darkness inside themselves instead of fighting it. That acceptance changed your energy permanently. Now you move with the calmness of somebody who already lost everything once, which means fear lost leverage over you. And humans can sense that subconsciously. That's why manipulative people start panicking around emotionally detached survivors. Because their usual weapons stop working. Guilt doesn't work anymore. Rejection, you survived worse. Isolation, you mastered it. Intimidation, too late. You became comfortable inside psychological darkness, not consumed by it, comfortable inside it. That's a terrifying distinction, because now you can walk through emotional hell without collapsing. You became the person people create accidentally through cruelty, then spend the rest of their lives fearing. And honestly, that fear is deserved, because you finally learned the secret nobody says out loud. The most dangerous person in the room is you, not the loudest, not the angriest, the calm one, the one smiling softly while everyone else desperately performs confidence, the one who already fought internal wars nobody around them could survive mentally, The one who no longer fears becoming the villain in somebody else's story. Because villains and heroes are often the same person viewed from different wounds. And you understand wounds now better than most psychologists ever will. You understand how betrayal mutates morality, how abandonment mutates identity, how humiliation mutates ambition. You understand that pain either creates wisdom or monsters, and sometimes it creates both in the same body. That's why they can't figure you out. One moment you sound like salvation. The next moment you sound like Judgment Day. And maybe that's exactly what evolution looks like when a human being survives too much without breaking completely. Not light, not darkness, both, together, smiling.